Changes, the impact of technology in livelihood. What is technology? How did it change our day-to-day life? For example, if you see your day-to-day life around in your house, we find different things which have brought changes in our regular usages. Let us see what are the changes here. In order to understand the changes, how do we use the technology at all? First of all, when you see people like our mom, dad, parents talking in the mobiles. So mobile phones, cell phones are the latest advanced technologies which connect us with the people not only in our nation but in the people in the other nations also. It means that we are using the technology to connect ourselves with the other people. We have the computers, the laptops, then the latest TVs, programs. We even have the mobiles which share the videos on the mobiles to the TVs directly without having any wire connections. We have wireless connectivity. We have the on-screen connectivity with the telephone, with the cell phone to the TVs. In this way, if you observe each and everything, earlier we used to use the things which are made of old and traditional type of things. But now we are using the things which are used of higher technology and advancements. In this process of technology and advancements, we got to assume some kind of good changes. At the same time, we have to acknowledge that some of the major issues have been got transformed and changed. What are the major issues of changes? What is the major impact on the people? Why people are always afraid to adopt to a new technologies? These are points we are going to cover here because the lesson name itself impacts for us that impact on technology on livelihoods. How is the technology influencing the lives of the people? Here livelihood means the people's daily working style, culture, tradition and everything. Why the people always don't accept the new changes which are coming into existence? Why always people have a negative shade on the advancement of the technologies? Does really technology have any negative shade? We will see now. What are the major changes that are going to come for us in the technological advancements and the positive impacts of them? What are the positive impacts we have? What are the negative impacts we have? How did it bring change in the agriculture? How agriculture got transformed? How it got changes in the weaving system? How the people of the weavers, did they get benefit or did they get losses? All these points we are going to cover in our 8th chapter, that is impact of technology on the livelihood. The changes which are coming, like for example, if you take the invention of steam engine. The steam engine, wheel, some of the major advancements which have changed the entire life of the scenario of advancements. See, if you take the scenario of steam engine, the invention of steam engine has brought the radical changes in the transport system. The transport system is directly linked with the advantages of the industrial revolution. Once the industrial revolution has turned up, many of the workers who are working in the factories or the industries who don't have any advancement knowledge of that, we initially resisted that they may lose their livelihood. But later on, it only created livelihood in thousands and in thousands of people. But yes, they have the impact on that. The importance of the workers were reduced because machines have replaced the entire work which was going to be done by the people. So in this way, the advancements will bring a rapid changes. For example, the invention of wheel has brought a drastically changed system which has completely motivated and moved on the entire system out of the existing curriculum, and then it brought into the new changes where people have discovered the wooden wheel, then they brought into the iron wheel. Now we are using for everything. We need any vehicle which is connected with the wheel. So the transportation has been moved on to the path of excellence on the basis of the advancements which are made. We have the new inventions of radios which are born or like connected with the signals, and later on we listen to news from the radios. Now everyone listens to the FM radios or anything which is a modern upgradation of the radios. So everybody uses the technology. At the same time, we get new kind of jobs with the advancement of the technologies. For example, Henry Ford, who discovered the new type of combustion procession or like streamlined production system, where he owns a Ford company. He increased the production of the cars in USA, which increased its profit in the 1,000-folded times, where the number of production of the cars has made it rapid increase for further and further, where the advancement has brought rapid changes. Even if you see in the agriculture, there are many changes which are brought out. Industrial revolution has brought many changes. Even in India, the computers were brought in the initial period. Many of them were scared and afraid that many of them would lose their jobs. Yes, at some point many of them have lost their jobs, but in actual reality, the generation of the computer system or the advancements in the computers have created many thousands of new jobs which even people have never dreamed of. What is the impact of what is the impact of technology on agriculture? Is it positive or negative? How did it impact the people? What are the new machines that replace the old animals? These all we will cover now. We shall discuss now what is the impact of technology on the agriculture. A country like India, where 80% of people depend completely on agriculture, we are going to learn or understand what is a traditional way of doing agriculture first of all, because agriculture is a basic occupation of the individuals of India, and most of the families in India depend on agriculture or the allied activities of agriculture. Let us see here. Agriculture, the person who does agriculture is known as farmer. Generally they produce in India either paddy or it's also rice, then it's wheat, then they produce even cotton. As per the conditions, climatic conditions, water supply, depending on the need and the circumstances, they adopt to any one kind of particular crop which is suitable for their land, which is they are going to own it. Then most of the agricultural people, farmers, depend on rainfall. 2/3, according to the statistics, 2/3 of the Indian agriculture depends on the monsoons of India. Monsoons are the seasonal rainfalls which occur in the month of June to September, where the entire crops are supplied water through the seasonal rains known as monsoons. The outburst of the monsoons is key expected to do any agricultural activities in country like India. Then moving on to this rainfall, we get this rainfall only once in a year. And moving on to the other items or tools which are used in the day-to-day purposes of doing agriculture is plow, then we have sickle, then we have spades and crowbars. These are the basic activities which are used or items which are used in the day-to-day works of the farmers. The farmers do all these things. As the time passed on and the generation passed on, India got its independence in the year 1947. After India got its independence in 1947, most of the Indian leaders decided in the first 5-year plan that the major concentration should be in the improvement of the agricultural supply or the increase the productivity of the agriculture by providing irrigational facilities. These irrigational facilities can be provided to the individuals by supplying or construction of the dams and make sure the water is supplied through the canals. So most of the farmers who are dependent on the seasonal rains can also get benefit through the supply of the water from the dams, and the excess flow of the water also can be stored in the dams and can be used whenever it is required. So the plan was shifted in the construction of the dams. So when the dams were constructed and the government started to encourage the people to think of the new technologies, the new seeds were brought out, new fertilizers were brought out, new pesticides were brought out which are completely irrelevant to the human environment, like we got the biodegradable things. Later we got the fertilizers and pesticides which are made with the natural manure, and all these things were the traditional setup of the Indian agriculture. How did the technology change all these things? Most of the work in the Indian traditional agriculture is done by the human beings, or it is supported by the animals like cow or buffalo. What is the major change that has happened? Are even today the cows and buffaloes doing the agriculture for the Indian farmers? Yes or no? We will find out now in the technical changes which impacted the agriculture.